Will Loki join the Holy Knights, or will he help the Straw Hats? After a long break, we got another amazing Elbaf chapter with a lot of information. In this chapter, we found out that the world has already been destroyed twice, with the name sun god Nika invoked after each event. The shield of Nika features a sun crest design consisting of a central circle surrounded by 8 dots. This symbol has appeared in various instances throughout the series. The term Nika is used to describe a smile that conveys smugness, satisfaction, or amusement with a hint of mischief or cunning. It's not a genuine smile, but rather a subtle expression of self-satisfaction or amusement at someone else's expense. Luffy shares this same smile. Luffy comes to understand why he is associated with Nika, but he firmly asserts that the sun god Nika has nothing to do with him. In the end, Luffy is simply Luffy. He'll always see himself simply as Luffy, regardless of what others call him. Even if they refer to him as the sun god or joy boy, Luffy remains focused on pursuing his own dream. Whether his path is driven by his dream or destiny is left as a rhetorical question. The giants wonder if Nika is a god of destruction, a god of liberation, or a god who laughs. Nika embodies all three: liberation through destruction while laughing. Luffy will destroy the current world to liberate it, all while laughing. He will do it for his own dream. The three sun gods, Nika, Joy Boy, and Luffy, seem to be 3 different entities that could have existed in 3 different eras. Nika carries a sword that he may have used to battle the Great Serpent, most likely inspired by Jormungandr from Norse mythology, also known as the Midgard Serpent or World Serpent. Nika may have battled the Great Serpent, also known as the Red Line, and pierced it, potentially explaining the X motif found on the Red Line. The giant sword in Elbaf could have been the weapon Nika used for this monumental act. It's likely that Nika was a brave warrior from Shandora who fought and liberated nations. As a consequence, he was called a god, the sun god. Ruins have depicted him fighting the Great Serpent. Going back and looking at volume 28, you can see Viper sitting on the head statue of some Shandian god. In Skypiea, we see the Vars statue with the same fangs as the one Viper was sitting on. Another statue with fangs is on the sacrifice altar. Could it be that these statues are all connected or represent Nika? He might have been able to shapeshift into many types of animals. This creates a strong connection to him being a trickster, one who causes mischief. Just like Loki, who is known as the god of mischief and a trickster, we have Loki in the story who sees himself as the sun god. Could it be that Nika, the sun god, was going around as a trickster pretending to be different things to different races of people? Maybe this is why so many races have 2 different versions of Nika. Nika could have been morphing into different shapes and playing around for his own entertainment, with his mischief causing the destruction of the kingdoms involved in slavery. By freeing these people, they began seeing him as the sun god, Joy Boy, and their liberator. Nika was defeated by the Great Serpent. Joy Boy was defeated by Emu. Luffy will defeat Emu and destroy the Red Line. Another idea for Nika is that he was a Lunarian. We know Luffy has a mythical Zoan, and myths are imaginary stories that are often rooted in history. Not every myth is 100% fake. For example, Troy was a real place, even though the Battle of Troy is a mythical event from the Iliad. Bringing this back to One Piece, we have seen the deification of a person in real time through Usopp. So what if Nika was a real person but his powers are a myth? There's a race of people in One Piece who were considered gods in ancient times, Lunarians, with black skin, white hair, and flame and smoke on their backs. If Nika was a real person, he was likely a Lunarian. This could also explain why the Lunarians were wiped out and why they are still hunted by the world government to this day. Additionally, the clones of Lunarians are called Seraphim, which is a type of angel tying back to the idea of godhood. I like the idea of Nika being Shandian more because it has far more parallels, but I wanted to share this idea with you as well. At the end of this chapter, we saw that the Holy Knights came to Elbaf to recruit Loki. This further mirrors Shanks and his twin brother as Skull and Hati. While Shanks is pursuing the Liberator Sun God, his twin is chasing the Destroyer Sun God. Another parallel is that during Marineford, Moria used his Shadow Arrow attack to pierce Ors Jr. Now we see a Holy Knight using a Fabric Phantom Arrow to slay Loki's wolf. Ors Jr. died trying to save Ace. Loki's wolf died trying to protect Loki. There's definitely something mysterious about Shanks' brother. The dark lines drawn down his face give me Itachi vibes from Naruto, particularly when he came to retrieve Naruto and the Nine Tails. This was the moment when Naruto mistook him for Sasuke but discovered it was actually Itachi, his older brother. In 1998, Eiichiro Oda said, "When Shanks appears frequently in the manga, you can assume that One Piece has entered its final saga." Shanks has been frequently mentioned and appearing in Elbaf, aligning perfectly with Oda's original plan. Shanks was the one who ended Loki's reign of terror 6 years ago, an event that most likely earned him the title of Yonko. Shanks defeated the strongest giant and became a Yonko. Luffy defeated the strongest creature and became a Yonko. Blackbeard killed the strongest man to become a Yonko, and Buggy allied with the strongest swordsman and became a Yonko. Luffy, Zoro, and Nami set out together to retrieve Loki's key as Luffy seeks more information about Shanks. The Romance Dawn trio is reunited once again for a quest deeply tied to Shanks, the central figure of the Romance Dawn arc. Zoro is curious about Loki's strength, insists on accompanying Luffy to ensure Loki doesn't deceive him. Zoro acts as the shield of the Sun God, determined to protect Luffy. The trio will pursue Loki, who is now with the two Holy Knights. This could be setting up a potential confrontation. Loki has the most overwhelming aura we've seen yet. He ate a legendary devil fruit and made the man who beat him an emperor. He was chained to the world's strongest tree, his freedom seemingly at an end, and even the Holy Knights are trying to recruit him. Loki's pranks sound a bit like how Odin was first described. Maybe this will set him up as a future ally or anti-hero. Yes, Loki could be lying about Shanks, but Luffy isn't stupid. Even before Loki mentioned Shanks, Luffy already liked him, most likely because of his aura. I'm fairly sure Loki isn't an evil character. To be honest, I would like him to join the Holy Knights. That would be an interesting plot twist, but it's less likely. After all, there are two possibilities. He joins the Holy Knights, Gunko and Shanks' brother don't take no for an answer and try to kill him. That's when Luffy, Zoro, and Nami will step in to save Loki. After that, Loki may try to help the Straw Hats. Even if he's cunning, he seems to be a good warrior and wouldn't betray those who saved his life. This leads me to think that the Straw Hats will have to hide Loki and Elbaf. When the truth is revealed, the giants might go against Luffy until they realize Luffy is actually Nika. Every arc follows this pattern. This is the first arc where the Straw Hats are welcomed, and it feels a bit strange. A plot twist like this would be a nice addition in my opinion. It's not surprising that the Holy Knights seem very powerful. Gunko, one of the Holy Knights, has a name that means Child of War. She possesses the ability to transform her clothes into bandages, which explains how she managed to restrain the giant guards in the previous chapter. Gunko wears a cap and glasses resembling Koala's style. Could there be a connection between them? Child of War suits the both of them after all. Also, we already have a Shanks lookalike. Gunko hasn't even moved while defeating the giant and a big wolf, and Shanks' brother hasn't done anything yet, but these two seem very confident that they can stop Loki after freeing him. This says a lot about their strength. If you want to find out more about the strength of the Holy Knights and their future opponents, click this video right here. Thanks for watching.